If you're an aspiring trader but can't seem to find any success with it, I need you to stop what you're doing and actually pay attention to this video. Give me some time here. I've been trading for around 10 years, and when I started back in March 2016, I had no real idea what I was doing. Bought a couple of courses, my ideology around, all right, fine, let me just master this technical analysis and I'm going to make a bunch of money. That was my idea at the time. All I wanted to do was make a bunch of money. I wanted to change my life, change my family's life, and that's all that I had in my mind. Money, 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 money. Is that the right approach to have? Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. And I know for many of you right now, with the way that the industry has shaped into, the funded account space is the exact same thing. It's giving you the idea that you're going to be trading with 100,000, 200,000. You can get up to millions to trade with if you get multiple firms at once. And magically, your life's going to be great if you can manage all of that, and things are going to be perfect. While that sounds good on paper, 99% of people cannot sustain an account for more than 6 months, hear me out, while sustaining a level of drawdown of less than 10%. I'll say that again. 99, probably 0.9% of people cannot sustain a trading account for more than 6 months without, within that 6-month period, experiencing a level of drawdown of less than 10%. So what does that mean? Your focus should not be on buying funded challenge after funded challenge because if I get one payout, I'll make all my money back. Guys, that's the sunk cost fallacy. You've wrapped around this thing around your head that you're going to go ahead and make a bunch of money from this platform or this company and it's magically going to change your life. It's not really going to happen, or it's not that easy anyways. While I do agree it is probably a bigger advantage now than what I had when I started. When I started, I had to throw my own money in the game. You know, you wanted to trade with 5,000, you had to put 5 grand in. There wasn't prop firms back then. So you really got to look at this and think, fine, although it is to your advantage, everything comes with a catch. And the catch is, can you sustain a trading account with a level of drawdown of less than 10% for at least a 6-month period? Now, I know there are multiple ways to skin the cat with the prop firm space. You can go ahead, you can buy for challenges in multiple companies to hedge risk, and you can go ahead and just aim for that first payout, take it, at least you're risk-free. I get it. I know the strategy. I understand it may work for some of you, but for the 90% of people that can't sustain that, I've actually just relaunched my community. And in the onboarding process, I ask people, I get my team to ask them, what is your actual goal? Like, where are you in your trading? And tell me a little bit more about your trading, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised by how many people have told me they want to pay off their credit card debt of what they've racked up buying funded challenges. When I heard that, it really hit me. It hit me because people have wrapped this idea around their heads that they're just one payout away. They're just one payout away. And it creates this such an easy environment where people will just log on, put their card details in, boom, funded account. Go again, go again. Yes, it's a great tool to have, but you have to manage that. With great power comes even greater discipline. Because what's the point of constantly throwing your card details onto this platform to buy new accounts if you can't sustain them in the first place? What's the point? There is no point. So the purpose of this video is not to throw shade on prop firms. It's to throw shade on the mentality that you have. You watching this video right now. Because let's face it, you're constantly running to the market with this idea of quickly making money. What did I say at the start of the call? At the start of the video? That was a mistake I made right in the beginning. Right in the beginning, all I wanted was money, 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 money. The wrong way to do things. That's why 90% of traders go broke. They're chasing the money. They're not actually putting systems and principles in place which will allow them to consistently turn up and stay in the game. I'm not making this video to tell you that you're never going to lose and you're never going to blow an account or you're never going to experience drawdown. What I am saying is you need to prepare for it because it is coming. You are going to go through a period of your trading where perhaps you do experience drawdown. But the truth is, if you cannot manage that drawdown, That's where you're falling into the trap of, it's okay, I'll pay again, I'll just buy another account. It's the wrong mindset to have. Because if you had 100 grand of your own money on the line, you can't press reset. I said it. Where they've gamified the industry to such a point where if you know how to take advantage of it, great, go for it. But there are 90% of people that are falling into this trap, and I was quite surprised. My team send me feedback every day of the messages that we've received of people that want to come join my community. And again, I love reading it to see where people are. For me to go ahead and adjust what I'm doing in the community, I need to know what people are struggling with. And I was overwhelmed by the amount of people that have credit card debt on buying funded challenges. There's people with 8 grand, 20 grand on credit cards buying prop firm challenges. And one of the messages was, I just need help getting funded so I can pay this debt off. Think about that for a second. While I understand many people are in this situation, and in this video I'm going to provide you some methods that you can use to actually implement as a solution to this problem. And the first one is reduce your exposure. You're going to have to reduce your exposure. As hard as that may feel, you might feel that, I need this to pay that credit back, and you have to just reduce your exposure for a second. Because what you've done till now has not worked. It hasn't worked. It's like pouring fuel on a fire. It's not going to work. You might get lucky and make a payout and pay a little bit of your debt off, or make 10 or 20 grand for yourself, but then you're going to fall back into the same cycle because you haven't put principles in place to actually sustain consistent growth over a long enough period of time. Principles that I've put in place for myself involve me splitting my risk up. Now, what does that mean? On a funded account, if you're buying a $100,000 funded account and you have a 10% max drawdown, you are not trading with $100,000. You are trading with $10,000. I want you to keep that in mind. See, that's the hook, right? If funded companies had to charge $500 for a $10,000 account and that's all you were getting, and you can blow the account till zero, people wouldn't really want to pay $500 for $10,000. They thought, all right, what can I do? I can just give them $90,000 extra in that account, which they're not even allowed to touch anyways. Same thing, right? It's a smoke and mirror concept where you're getting given $100,000 to trade with, but you only get access to 10. So I want you to think about that for a second. You only have $10,000 of wiggle room. Why are you risking 1 or 2 grand per trade? There's people that are risking they full put in the whole thing. And I get it. It's fun and it's exciting and it's thrilling. But at what point are you going to realize that this is turning into gambling? And at what point are you going to realize that perhaps you're having a problem here where you full put in this whole thing because of the thrill it's giving you, having that risk on the line all the time, versus how serious am I actually willing to take trading? To actually make money long term as a trader, you need principles in place. You need to know in any given session how much you're going to lose if shit hits the fan and there's World War III. You need to know how much you're going to be down that session if all hell breaks loose. See, what the truth is, many of you don't know the answer to that. Are you going to be down 1%? Are you going to be down 2%? You don't know that. And then you spiral into this rampage of tilt, which causes you to constantly trade because you want to make back the money that you lost, and it just falls into the cycle of you being back to square one again. And truth be told, you're probably pulling out those card details at this point to buy another challenge. Why? So I really got to ask you a serious question now. Be honest with me. How serious are you right now about making trading work for yourself? Answer. Pause this video if you have to. Think about it. How serious are you about actually making this work? Because honestly, if you carry on the way you are, I'd rather suggest telling you, perhaps trading's not for you. Step back for a little bit. Reduce your exposure. The markets are going to be there. You have to be able to control yourself. If you cannot control yourself, there is a part of you that needs work. And maybe you just need to step back for a second. And I get it. You go on these amazing winning streaks and you make a bunch of money. Phenomenal. You know, your strategy is great. But clearly, your money management is horrible. Right? So think about that for a second. So, step 2. I want you to, so step number 1, at least know how much you're going to lose on any given session. Number 2 is try and find out what you're going to be risking per trade. How do you do this? If you have a $100,000 funded account and let's say you've got $10,000 to play with, how many trades are you giving yourself to risk that? How many swings at the bat are you going to give yourself before that account's blown? How many? Is it 10? I like 10. 10 works for me. Again, I understand how I manage myself in markets. Sometimes it can be 20. If I feel like I'm going through a bit of a losing streak, I'll just size down. Size down because it's important that I stay in the game. That's the most important thing. You cannot come into this market thinking that I'm just going to go for it because I've won 4 trades. You don't know what the next trade's going to be. So if you're, for example, even trading with your own $1,000 or $5,000, figure out at what point is your max drawdown of that capital. At what point do you want to stop? And then you're going to take that number that you have left, which is your tradable capital, right? I call it accessible capital. That's what you can actually use. And perhaps I'd even tell you withdraw the rest. So at a very worst case scenario, you don't find yourself blowing it all. That's my advice here. You want to take that capital that you have in the account and you want to split it up by how many trades you feel can you sustain a profit. So this is going to take some work, guys. I actually gave some homework in my community this weekend. Go ahead, look at your past 10 trades. Go review it. Like, have you made a profit out of your past 10 trades? Go back even more. The 10 trades before that. Review it. Did you make a profit out of those 10 trades? You see, if you start treating trading in a form of trading in 10 or 20 trades, you're going to put yourself in a position where you actually have a chance of making money every 10 trades. You're not going to care. I can guarantee you this. You're not going to care about the outcome of one trade. You're not going to care about that at all. You're going to care about and remind yourself that, deep breath, I have 10 trades. And at the end of those 10 trades, you can review your profit. That makes a little bit more sense. It makes more sense because you're planning that you are going to lose a couple of trades, so you're preparing for it. You understand that if you have a 50 or 60% win rate, you can still make money. Guys, let's do some maths here. And you'd be surprised how many traders don't actually realize this. You can have a 50% win rate and still make money in trading. It's true. It is really true. Even with a 40% win rate, as long as you have a correct risk reward, you can still make money. Let's say 40%. So you lost 6 trades in a row. Boom, 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 boom. And you won your next 4 after that. With the 1 to 2 risk reward, let's do the maths. If you lost, and let's say you're risking $100 per trade. $100 times 6, that's 600 that you would have lost trade after trade, 6 trades in a row. But your next 4 trades that you win 200. 1 to 2 risk reward, minimum. Let's make that a baseline here in this conversation. You should not be trading unless you can't at least achieve a 1 to 2. If you have a higher win rate, feel free, trade a 1 to 1. Because I know successful traders that trade a 1 to 1 because they're in and they're out. Done. I respect that because if they have a 60, 70% win rate, they're going to be making money over 10 trades, guys. But if you're not making money right now, think about it for a second. So out of the 10 trades, if you won 4 and you made 200 per trade, that's 800 that you would have made, right? Minus the 600 that you would have lost, you're still up 200. It's not a massive amount of money, but out of 10 trades, you've generated yourself a profit. Your job is to trade another 10, and another 10, and another 10 after that, and another 10 after that. That's your job now. Until you can actually look at the numbers and say, all right, you know, my win rate's getting a bit better. I'm making a little bit more money. Perhaps I can now lift my risk per trade. That's the decision you can take once you actually have some numbers. But guys, if you're still watching this right now and you've funding prop firm after prop firm after prop firm after prop firm, what's the difference of you trading a demo of the same size, right? Of the same size, but try and keep it alive for 6 months. Try and not hit your drawdown limit of 10% for 6 months. Try it. You might turn around to me, I'm not going to wait 6 months because I would have got a payout by then. Have you gotten a payout in the last 6 months? Have you? I'm not throwing digs. I'm being honest. I'm trying to help you. Have you made a payout in the last 6 months? Or have you withdrawn any money from your trading account in the last 6 months? If the answer is no, take my advice. I've been there. I got the t-shirt. I've done it all over again, tons of times. The first 5-6 years were a roller coaster for me, guys. You got to get your mind right. You have to get your mind right. This is a turbulent career, and if you do not plan ahead and actually put systems in place, you're going to struggle because you're likely going to give back everything, and you don't want to do that. You want to be in a position of power. Perhaps you go through a very bad streak and you lose 10 trades in a row. You got to review then. But that's why you have your max drawdown level that you're willing to risk. Perhaps you're on a funded account right now and you only want to risk 5K first. Because then at least if you come down to 95, you still have another 5 to play with. Take that 5 and split that up in 10 or 20 trades. Try and make a profit out of those 10 or 20 trades. I promise you, all you're going to do is think about 10 trades. That's all you're going to do. You're not obviously going to rush all 10 trades. You're going to follow your plan. You're going to trade your strategy. You're going to be disciplined. You're going to journal. And I know you don't journal. Let's face it. Right? Stop kidding. You don't journal. I went live every year for 2 years on my live mentorship. I went live every day. Out of what we had, like 70 people across the 2 years. Do you know how many people sent me their journals? Guess. Guess. 2. 2 people consistently every month sent me their journals. In the beginning, I had 5 or 6. Yeah, it's fun to do it. Show everyone that I'm doing it. 2. Every month. Without doubt. Without fail. Every month on the 31st or the 30th, I'd have it inbox in my Discord of this person sending me their journal. I thought, fuck, this guy's on it. He's going to do well. It's the difference, guys. You got to put the work in. It's a very turbulent career. But what I want to remind you of is that you have to start putting principles in place to actually make money long term. That's all you have to do. But I'm going to end this video right now. And this is probably why most traders go broke, because they're not putting this work in. Go ahead, put the work in. Even if you have to trade a demo for 6 months, go back to the drawing board. Make it work for yourself. And like always, my friends, keep going. I'll leave some links down below if you do want to join my community and trade alongside of me. I'll see you there.